So the reason that we're here today, and the topic for these panelists is to really talk about marketing complex products and services in this context with everything being so short and frequent. Your customers are smart, they're really busy, they're constantly bombarded with different options and messages. And so really the question becomes, how do we get their attention? How do we keep them engaged? How do we educate them? How do we differentiate them? And how do we win business? And can we do all that without hiring an army of people, right, in order to do that? With all these challenges that are just inherent in this high-frequency, short burst world that we're living in, how do you help to sort of cut through the noise and combat information overload, and sort of separate the noise from signal?
My real secret weapon in working with B2B IT services companies, dealing with the media, dealing with internal employees, with analysts, kind of with all your key constituents, has been thought leadership. And what I mean by thought leadership is not, some great brochure, you have this really smart guy and he writes a point of view article and he blogs about it, but it's about creating and communicating really insightful and persuasive ideas that are backed by research-driven data and that map to a topic that's near and dear to your company's heart.
While we're all inundated with information and trying to cut through that chatter is really difficult, people are always seeking good information. But this idea that consumers more and more want to learn from you, and that people are seeking not necessarily to get information about your product, but they want to learn about how their peers and how other people are solving the same business problem that they have. And so by doing primary research and being able to put together a true thought leadership platform so that you have information of value, allows you as a marketer to communicate in a way that you're not pushing, but the consumer is pulling.
But what's really important here, if we think about this in terms of the need to engage with relevance, static targets in dynamic environments, you start to really understand the challenge. So I go back to the foundations. You both talked about market research. The foundations for me start with knowing your buyer. If you know the buyer, you can think about how you use humor or gamification or channels or whatever the tone might be or the mechanism might be to engage and attract their attention. And then you got to support them behind that and let them know you're supporting them.
I think there's two ways to break through the noise. I think the first is we share things that are beautiful. Or better still, we share content that we feel reflects ourselves in the most favorable light. Make your content, make your marketing materials as beautiful as your favorite app, and people will share them. That's how you break through the noise. The other is, we share articles that we never read because somebody we trust posted it. And so the other way to break through the noise is to find the heavy signal people in your industry, build relationships with them, and they start the flywheel turning for you.
But really, lots of times you're reading these blogs or these posts and you have no idea who that person is. And I think some of the ways that us as marketers can combat the credibility issue online is by doing things like using great high-quality graphics and putting in hyperlinks to other sources of information. So if you're an author and you're writing about, it might not be your initial article, but sharing an article online, providing that source or that hyperlink so people can know, okay, this is where they got that information. Clearly this person is out there, they're doing their homework, and to build yourself up as a trusted source online.